Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mahsa and I'm the maker, owner, creator, everything behind Moonchild by Mahsa, which is a small, whimsical and bookish polymer clay business here in the northeast of England. I always forget how much of a mouthful that is to say, but hi, hello, welcome, and we are doing our mid-year goals check-in. And I know that it's gonna be the middle of August by the time this comes out, because it's like the beginning of August as I'm filming this. For me, August is the midpoint, even though it's not technically, but for me, August is the mid-year point, because after that we go into autumn, winter, and that's like the busy season for the business where we do like Halloween and Christmas and all that good stuff. We're gonna do our mid-year goals check-in, see how we're getting on with our goals, see if we need to rejig anything, and I'll also do a little update on what happened to the whole 12-week year thing that I was doing, and spoiler alert, it just kind of went out the window, no longer exists. So grab yourself a little drink. This is going to be really nice and chilled, talking about goals and seeing what the year has ahead. I've got a little chai latte here, iced. It's actually very good. I'm only just trying to start making them at home and not buy them out, so it's pretty good. Grab yourself a drink and let's get into this. So let's start at the very beginning. Let's start with the goals that I set in January for this year and see where we're currently at. So goal number one was to monetize the Moonchild by Mahsa YouTube channel, which is this channel that you're currently watching. Goal number two was to do a product drop every 1 to 2 months. Goal number three was to grow Instagram to 750 followers. Goal number four was to grow TikTok to 500 followers. Goal number five was learn how to draw and do graphics. And goal number six was to diversify to print on demand / non-clay items. So I set these goals and then I ghosted the business for a good few months, and that's because it's always so quiet at the end of January. I never have any sales, I wasn't doing any markets, and life was lifing, and I was still trying to balance getting a part-time job and balancing that with doing some of my acting work and also trying to do the little small business at the same time, and it was just not working. So then I made the decision that I was going to really focus on my small business, and we were going to do the 12-week year, which is where your whole year is only 12 weeks and you try and get stuff done in that 12-week year. There's like 2 videos that I filmed about it, so I'll link them up above in case anyone wants to check them out and see what was going on. But that was my plan. So my plan was to do the 12-week year, really focus on the business and grow it as much as I possibly could. So the 12-week year initially started okay, and we were doing not too badly. We weren't doing amazing, but we weren't doing too bad. There was a few weeks where I had to extend the weeks because everything was chaotic. Around this time, I just want to like set the scene. Around this time, we were buying a house. We were trying to sell our house, which meant that we constantly had to clean and get people in every day to like view the house, and all of that was going on. A war broke out in my home country of Iran, where all my family live, so I had to try and process that. We were also planning our engagement party, and I think there was like other things going on. It was just a lot was happening. We were also on holiday during that, just to throw that in as well. So like more life has happened in the last 2-3 months than I expected. So life has been lifing, and that is why the 12-week year I just like ended up, I had no motivation, I couldn't get anything done. I was just, it wasn't the right season of life for me to be doing a 12-week year. We also lost my sweet little grandma, and trying to deal with the grief while trying to deal with all the house stuff, it just, I had to call it quits. And it's very frustrating because I called it quits at week 10, so I only had 2 weeks to go, but I just did not have it in me to keep going with that. And I think part of that was also because I hadn't been able to put as much into the 12-week year as I wanted, and because of that I hadn't made as much progress as I wanted, or as much as I expected to have made. So that was also just completely demotivating because it felt like I was fighting with life to put in the smallest amount of effort that I needed to put in for my 12-week year process, and I was getting very little back in return, and by very little I mean next to nothing. So I just gave up on it, and I think that's okay. And I think it's important to sometimes recognize when now isn't the right time for you to be putting your time and effort into certain things. So now for the good part. Currently, we are in August. We don't have a lot of time to go till the end of the year. And what I want to do is rejig some of my goals to give myself the best chance at achieving them. Because I think my brain requires me to actually achieve the things I set and have them be achievable. Otherwise, I will not be able to function and I'll just not work towards the thing because the thing isn't actually attainable. Okay, so I am now going to redo my goals. So let me figure out... Oh, have I forgotten how to do screen record? So I think it's recording. We're going to hope that it is recording. We are going to redo the goals because I actually want to be able to achieve them. So starting with monetize Moonchild YouTube. So I know that this is not going to happen by the end of this year. So instead I am going to change it. In fact, I'm going to come down here and change it because I think that's better. So we want Moonchild YouTube subscriptions to be 200. I'm looking at my notes because I already tried to figure it out. So I think we're gonna say 250. It doesn't seem like a lot to get 250 subscribers. However, we're currently on 42. So if you're seeing this video and you want to help out, then please hit the subscribe button so you can help me reach these goals. I think this is aiming quite high, to be quite honest, but we're just gonna go with it. And also we're gonna do the watch hours. Oh, what am I doing here? Boom. So we want our This is so embarrassing because you're watching in real time me be just very, very bad at typing. So maybe I'll not do any more screen recordings in the future, but Moonchild YouTube watch hours. So we are currently on 88.3 watch hours for 2025. By the end of 2025, again, we're aiming very, very high. We are going to aim for 500 watch hours, which is a lot. It's a lot, but it's 3,500 hours less than what the original goal was. So I feel like maybe we can achieve this. Maybe we can achieve this. So let's do grow Insta. We're not going to aim for 750. We are currently on 465. I think... Ooh, do we do 500 or 550? Honestly, let's aim high. Let's do 550. Just in case, it could happen. You never know. TikTok, we are currently on 85. And let's aim high on this one as well and say 200. So learn how to draw and do graphics. This is a very weird, broad sort of goal, so I'm going to get rid of that. And instead, I'm going to say, what have I written down? Yeah. Instead of that, we're going to say do 5 Skillshare classes on drawing and digital art. I think that's a more attainable. We can do 5. It's like 1 a month. Like, that should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So we are going to take 5 Skillshare classes. In terms of do a drop once every 1 to 2 months, I've done 1 drop this year. and that's it. So we're going to change this and say do 2 more drops this year. And I think that's fine because that gives us Halloween and it gives us Christmas. And I think that'll be good. Diversify to print on demand / non-clay items. Instead of diversifying to print on demand, I want to be very specific about what sort of non-clay items I want to do. And I have been stockpiling little jars. Please don't pay attention to how gross this jar actually is because I keep touching it. So we've got loads of little jars, so I wanted to do little mini diorama, like little cute art jars. So that's going to be one of them. So let's do launch little art jars. Possibly could do with a different name, but for now that'll do. I know what I mean, you guys know what I mean, everything's good. And also experiment with trinket boxes. So experiment with trinket boxes. For these I've got the small like wooden trinket boxes and I want to paint them and make them beautiful and put like little clay things on top of them, and I think they're going to be super gorgeous, and it's just like so special to put all your like fun trinkets and like little special things in. So those are my new updated goals for the rest of this year. And I just want to say it's so important to check in with your goals throughout the year, but maybe at like the halfway point, just check in because life happens. And that sounds silly, but life happens and the goals that you set in January might not align with you, might not be what you want to do anymore. And I think it's also so important to cut yourself some slack when it's a weird season of life, when it is chaotic and there's a lot going on, so you can't actually focus on one thing and you just have to be in survival mode. So I feel good about these new goals. I feel good about the rest of the year. I'm hoping we'll be able to achieve at least some of these. I'm doing my very best because, again, I know that we are about to go into a chaotic season of life because Halloween and Christmas are always a little bit chaotic. I currently still have my part-time job. I don't know if I will continue to have this part-time job throughout. I don't know if any acting work's going to come through. So I'm trying to be as prepared as I can. I'm trying to batch film things and get them lined up. So hopefully with any luck from here on out, we should have a regular long form videos, and also we should be getting more regular shorts because I know the shorts are currently quite sporadic, but hopefully everything should become more routine and more regular, and that's what we want to see here. So thank you so much for coming along with me while I figure out my goals and figure out what we're doing for the rest of the year. If you like this video, give it a big ol' thumbs up. Let me know what some of your goals are for the rest of the year in the comments below. And if you do want to help me out in any way, shape or form, you can either purchase something from the website, which is listed down below in the description, or again, all my socials are also listed, and you saw that I've gone high with the goals, so any help on any of the socials is so hugely appreciated. So thank you so much again, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!